Today we're going to be talking about plating balanced meals. My name is Brittany Johnson and I'm a registered dietitian. By the end of this micro lecture, you should be able to identify the 5 groups of my plate and know how to create a well-balanced meal. First, I want to ask you, what constitutes a well-balanced meal? Have you ever considered if your meals meet your nutritional needs? Go ahead and chat with your partner sitting next to you on what you think defines a well-balanced meal. Basically, in order to determine if your nutritional needs are met, we want to make sure that your dietary reference intakes are being met. Now, what those DRIs mean is that each nutrient has a specific number that you should be consuming per day based off of your life stage, so whether you're a child, adult, pregnant, not pregnant, your age, and your gender. For example, if we were to look at calcium for a 1-year-old, they're going to require 500 milligrams per day. And if we would compare that to, let's say, a female who is 51 years old, they're going to require 1,000 milligrams of calcium per day. So almost double. Now, are you all making sure that you're meeting your calcium, vitamin C, vitamin A, iron, etc. per day? Most likely not. So the government went ahead and developed these guidelines. This is my pyramid, which some of you may be more familiar with. However, they switched this in 2010 to use My Plate. My Plate is an easy visual tool in order to help you create meals based off of your plate size. So essentially what My Plate is saying is that half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables, a quarter should be grains, a quarter should be protein, and then you should have some type of dairy component. Now, really, the dairy component is about the calcium intake, so they're just looking for calcium-rich foods. It can be a dairy substitute if you personally don't drink dairy, or maybe you have a dairy intolerance, whatever it may be. They're really just looking for a high calcium source here. Now, with My Plate, they're not saying that at every single meal you need both fruits and vegetables, but they really are encouraging whole fruits, whole vegetables, and a variety of consumption from different colors of fruits and vegetables. In addition, they're wanting you to consume whole grains, so things like whole wheat pasta or brown rice instead of the white breads or the white rice. And then focusing on lean protein, so things like fish, chicken, turkey, salmon, all of those are going to be really good for you in comparison to, let's say, a high fat such as bacon. So go ahead and chat with your partner about what are some differences between My Pyramid and My Plate. Which do you like better, and maybe where could they have some improvements? Most people say on My Plate they wish that they would have some type of food groups within the pictures, because a lot of people may not know what falls under the grain category. It's pretty easy for people to identify fruits and vegetables, but when we're talking about proteins and grains, it can get a little fuzzy for some. So having some visuals or the pictures within the different food groups of My Plate can be beneficial. So I want you to ask yourself and assess, did your last meal meet the My Plate guideline? Go ahead and chat with your partner and let them know if you had all 5 groups of the My Plate in your last meal. Finally, with a partner, I want you to design a breakfast, lunch, and dinner that meets the My Plate guidelines. You can draw pictures or you can simply write it out and then be prepared to share with the whole class. As you go through this week, I want you to focus on creating meals that are well balanced that meet the My Plate guidelines.